Hello and welcome, lovely folk. Welcome to Tarot Tuesday. Starting out with a spirit, an animal spirit. Alright, we got Cobra here. When I think of snake, I think about the idea of how you process things. You perhaps take everything in all at once and just kind of absorb everything and then slowly digest it all when you're in introspection. So perhaps you need a moment to step away from people, places, and things, and take a moment to really tap in. Alright, spirit guides and angels, messages, and the viewer, please. The viewer need to see for their highest good. It's interesting, so your outcome came right away, and your significator there popped out somewhat soon after, and they landed kind of like where they should go, but the challenge is not going to come out. So maybe, yeah, I think there's something you're not facing, and that's why some time and some stillness would do you some good to kind of recognize what's going on here. Okay. So yeah, we have the Empress in reverse. I'm also getting rabbits will be significant for you. I'm getting self-sabotage going on. Yeah, because we do have, as another significator here, the Cobra. And we have the Empress and the rabbit here in reverse. There's that a hare. Actually, I believe it's a hare, but see, I think there could be some self-sabotage going on, which I do feel like you will get sorted out and give yourself grace. That is very important, to give yourself grace here. We have Page of Acorns, which is equivalent to the Page of Pentacles. So yeah, you're definitely going to figure this out and invest in yourself. So you are going to pull away from that self-sabotage energy. I think it comes from really looking within and shedding some of the ways you perhaps talk to yourself, or beliefs you might have, conditioning, different things that have affected you, and giving yourself more grace and allowing yourself to slowly make these changes. It's not going to happen overnight, and that's okay. You got to give yourself grace and allow yourself accept being human. And with the Queen of Shells in reverse, yeah, it's a challenge to connect with yourself sometimes. I also feel like sometimes you don't feel like you have time, and you don't have time for yourself. So it's very important you give that to yourself and prioritize yourself. You know, that could be a huge thing, like a cycle of the self-sabotage is because, you know, you're not prioritizing yourself. It's just as important you take care of yourself as you do anything else. It's probably the most important thing, because everything extends from that. Your outcome here, we have 7 of acorns, which is equivalent to the 7 of pentacles. I actually believe I got that wrong. I think the acorns are wands. Yeah, because that's fire. And Queen of Shells is cups. 7 of wands here. So yeah, definitely I do see you being determined to really connect with yourself, revitalizing yourself through acts of self-care and limiting, you know, trying to really break down the root causes of the self-sabotaging and, you know, stopping it in its tracks. You know, sometimes it's hard to muster up that motivation and enthusiasm, and I think it's because you sometimes perhaps don't trust in your own abilities. But, you know, I see this changing for sure. I see you investing in yourself. And actually growing. You know, I did also just get, you sometimes just feel complacent because you've outgrown certain things. Maybe even certain people that you maybe feel at times like that you've wanted to walk away from, but you haven't, out of respect or you know, thinking of them and not yourself. But you need to be sure to, you know, let go of things that don't bring you peace. Especially, like, that's a huge part of all of this. You know, you need to care and prioritize yourself. But I do see you moving through this. Okay, let's go ahead and get you some charms. I love seeing this star here with this determination. Like, you are gaining more insights, more hope is growing. You're starting to have faith in yourself and clarity. You know, some of you might even get visions, or it might even just be insights when you sit still. and really allow things to settle and become more clear. I see lots of ideas sparking as well. We have grapes. Which I'm again being given, if there's someone that really, sucks the energy out of you, you're not giving to that anymore. Also, try to pay attention to balancing nutrients. Try to pay attention to, you could use, there's a bunch of apps that, can show you where you input food and it'll break down like what you're getting with different nutrients. And we have a crown. It's because you are empowering yourself here. And it's through consistent practice and shedding old beliefs. Like this Empress is going to flip around. It's just a matter of, this is like the past here. And this is what you want to change. And these are your challenges, but you are going to move through them. I do see that. All right. Until next time, lovely folk.